and we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
So we're finally here. Um, how's how's life?
Life is good, bro. Honestly, I can't complain.
Yeah,
Like in all aspects, honestly. Like, you know, the career going well, marriage is good,
yeah,
and you know, being a dad, bro.
yeah.
That's the
I know
that's the
you.
priority.
I know you pulled the trigger on a new car. How how like how long were you waiting? How long were you waiting for this?
All right, so I'll put it to you like this, like I'm the type that I'm like I make goals, like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like if I put a goal in my head, then that's what I'm working towards.
mm-hmm.
And like I had done a lot of like other like investments and like other things I had to prioritize. So I got those out the way. And then I'm like, okay, for my birthday,
Yeah,
my birthday that passed, I was like, it was in my mind, like I'm gonna pull the trigger
yeah,
because like I had a couple of years ago, I got rid of one of my cars because we needed a bigger car for
mm-hmm.
the kids, this and that. And ever since then, I almost felt like I was missing that.
Yeah.
Like I gotta get it back.
Yeah,
So
that's why I asked, cause I know it's a big purchase, and I know that you're not just throwing caution to the wind. So you like kind of set the goal to get that. Where did you learn this like financial responsibility?
um,
And did were you
I
always like this?
I I feel like I was definitely always like this, but definitely I'll put it to you like this, like I'm I'm a big like analyzer,
Mm-hmm.
like like shit has to make sense to me. Like
Yeah,
I'm also the type like I'll get rid of that car tomorrow if I feel like it doesn't make sense, and
yeah,
I'll drive the biggest hoopty. Like
yeah,
I don't got shit to prove to nobody. Like I do it for myself. Like so like if I do something is because the timing is right
yeah,
and because it's not putting me in a position where I even have to think about like damn is this gonna stop me from doing this or is this really gonna hurt like nah like anything I do is because it's like I'm ready for it.
oh yeah, of course.
So you know it's like that. It's like what you prioritize. Like you know what I'm saying. Like some people might prioritize something else. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I look at it like that. Like whatever you prioritize, like put the effort into that,
Mm-hmm.
and treat yourself if you can. If you do smart moves,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can treat yourself to something nice. I feel like you should always try to go for that balance.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
don't go overboard to the point where it's gonna put you in a hole.
yeah.
But if you took care of what you got to take care of, treat yourself too.
Yeah,
Cause
we had that discussion the other day, um, where a lot of people will, a lot of people will stack up and stack up and stack up, especially after they have their kids, right?
yeah,
And basically deprive themselves of luxuries or things that they wanted, so that they could set their kids up. And in doing that, not only do they kind of become miserable, but they also like don't get to show their kids what the like this is what I work for, like
yeah,
for my
yeah.
own pleasures and for my own things. Like how do you maneuver that? Like how do you maneuver like the not only the work life balance but also like
Like
I gotta put something for myself,
so, I look at it like this. Like it to me, like most situations, is like there's like a big like opposite ends of the spectrum. Like either people are saving too much for their kids and for the future,
Yeah,
or they're saving nothing.
yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Like some people are just like really bad with money,
yeah,
and they end up with nothing because they don't make smart decisions. And then there's the other ones that take it too overboard, where
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, when I'm 80,
Yeah.
I'll treat myself to something. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like both are bad.
Yeah.
Like, I would hate to, like, my daughters get of age, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I have nothing set aside for them. But I'm also not, like, going to wear the same pair of sneakers
Mm-hmm.
for 3 years
Yeah.
just because I don't want to spend $100 because
Yeah.
I'm stacking it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
that-
like finding that balance. Like,
yeah, that depriving yourself of,
Yeah.
of joy. Again, like some people do that, like to the max, and not only that, but they kind of deprive their children of experiences.
yeah, and I always say this, like, people are always trying to level up in life, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they might start working at a McDonald's, then they'll get a job that pays $5 more an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll get an opportunity. They'll find a better job and keep trying to, you know, raise the ranks, right? But then they still living the same way like when they were working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, why are you trying to level up so much, but then you still treating yourself like
Yeah.
a McDonald's employee? Like,
Yeah.
for that, you should have stayed at McDonald's.
Yeah,
like,
not
you know what I mean?
finding, yeah, you gotta find, and some people, it's not even materialistic things. Like some people are like, I know some people that waste all of their money on travel, and some people that waste, the money that they can afford to spend on travel, they spend it on that. Some people like,
Some people go overboard. That's the thing. They
Yeah.
go overboard, like, and I mean, you know what? Yo, this life is very complicated right now. Like, you gotta do you need to, like, set yourself up where you're gonna live, right? Like, you want to be
Yeah.
comfortable. You nowadays, like, people go out a lot. Like, you need money for going out.
yeah,
People want to drive something.
it's $100 to go to the movie theaters on a day for
I
two.
took my daughters like 2 weeks ago to see Mario Brothers, and $100 quick.
Bro, quick.
Popcorn, tickets.
Bro, if you go
soda.
if you go into like an adult movie theater date for two, you're spending 100 easy, 120 easy.
Yeah.
It's like the it doesn't even make sense sometimes. Like sometimes it makes me really question, like, how did it get like this, where at one point you could fill the gas tank with $25.
By no means am I rich, but things are going okay. I don't know how other people do it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't, because I look at other people like, I know you're not making that much money. Like, how you even surviving out here?
Yeah.
And in my head, I like, they probably got a ton of debt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Because that's probably the only way they can maintain, especially
Yeah.
people that go out a lot,
Yeah, for that
like,
image.
constantly shopping,
Mm-hmm.
want to travel. Like, bro, like, a lot of people, I know they can't handle it,
Mm-hmm.
but those are the people that digging themselves in a hole,
Yeah.
and those are the ones that need to, like, reevaluate shit,
And
because
it's hard, yeah.
it gets to a point where people can't get out.
Yeah, it gets
You know what I'm
to
saying?
the point where I know.
So, I mean, I'm a big believer that you need to, like, live for what you can afford.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, don't try to prove. I know too many people are trying to prove themselves, and I think it's because they probably, they want to show that they're successful or like this, but they're doing it in a way where it's like a little bit of shine for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna fuck yourself over for a long time. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, instead of, like, that gradual build up. Like,
Yeah.
people that do that are the ones that eventually they get to a point where, like, they have more money than they can even spend. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't
Yeah.
even know what to do with that money.
Do you think at what age did you have your first child?
I was 30.
30. Now, so you were already like more mature when you had your first child.
Yes. I would
So
say.
do you?
I was
think-
ready.
Yeah, which I respect, because that's what I'm looking for. Like,
Yeah.
me personally, I'm not a religious person, but I follow I believe they call it like Christian Judeo tradition of like marriage
Mm-hmm.
than kids. That's how I look at it. But I
Yeah,
feel
bro.
like preparation is huge when it comes to kids. You feel like looking around, like let's say at your friend group, people that had their kids much earlier and maybe weren't fully prepared, but it turned out all right because you're part of a friend
I
group.
like yeah. I feel like my friends, like even the ones that had kids early, like they've been very responsible.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
but
I gotta give them credit.
did
I
it
gotta
make
give.
you did it make you think like, oh, I probably could have done this earlier, or are you happy like, nah, I waited till 30 and I'm happy.
I'm happy, bro, because even at 30, sometimes I think, damn, I could have waited longer. Not that I
Mm-hmm.
would ever want to change anything. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like, um, like you see people like that take their early years to like experience a lot, like
Yeah.
travel, do a bunch of things before they settle down and have kids. Like sometimes it's just a thought that goes through your head.
Of
So
course.
I've never thought like, damn, I wish I would have had a kid at 21. Like,
Yeah.
and honestly, bro, like in my opinion, like if it happens, right, like you man up and do it, right?
Of course.
But like I can't stand when people are like, bro, when you 50, your daughter's gonna be 20. Like, so what?
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Like what? Like your goal in life is to be in the club with your kids.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no, that's your
Yeah.
goal.
I never understood that
You get what I'm
concept
saying? Like
either.
your goal should be to be like able to take care of them
Yeah.
in the best way possible.
And on top of that, when you're 50, you're not gonna be caring about being in the club with your child. Like
That's a fact,
you're just gonna be happy. Like yo,
bro.
you know.
My goal is that when my kids are 20 and they're like, Dad, I need 500.
Yeah. Nothing.
So check his Zelle.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and not just that, because it's not even about just the money, but the fact that I know I'm gonna be very prepared. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and not even for that. Like I honestly, it's more about like if they're doing their thing, like they in college, doing their thing, and I could just back them up with whatever they want to. And I want them to experience more than I got to experience. Like I can't complain. Like I did a lot,
Yeah.
but I see like how much some people get to experience from young when they have parents that know and know how to like get them out.
Of course.
And you know what I'm saying? Show them like things like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Are you
my parents didn't know anything.
Are you first generation like born here, or were you born in DR?
Now I was born here.
Yeah, so you're like first generation. Like
yes,
your parents
exactly.
are out there.
So my parents, they only know how to go to DR. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they ain't interested on going anywhere else.
Yeah, no, because I look around, like, in a lot of the people that, again, they're first generation, basically. I look around at a lot of the people that I went to school with, or a lot of people that I just connect with through social media, and they're living these crazy lives. And don't get me wrong, I could also be going crazy as well. Yeah. But they're living these crazy lives, and I noticed that a lot of the ones that are getting to live abundantly, who knows if they're in debt or not, who cares, but they're like these kids that had like
they have backup structure from their parents.
Yeah, exactly.
They have backup from their parents. It's
a big deal. And schooling was like a big thing. Like schooling was a big thing. Like these are kids that
like we were raised like at 16 you had to get a job. Like you know what I'm saying? Like and honestly, like I see the benefit in that, but I almost like I would limit my daughters how much I'll let them work. Like I'll let them work to get like to experience it and you know what I mean, and get like good you know what I mean, like
learn a little bit about life.
Learn about life and show that, you know, everything comes with hard work. But bro, I don't want my daughters working a full-time job at 16, bro. Like nah, like I want them to experience life. Like, you know what I mean? Go get a little part-time, 20 hours a week, 15 hours a week. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I want to be able to like put the difference. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Okay, spend your little check. I'll help you out with the rest. Do you know what I mean? But having them like bro, like we, you know what I'm saying? Like we was working full time since young, and it's like balancing going out every night. Like we used to go out to have to wake up to go to a full time job. Like you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, damn, like I wish I could have held that off for longer, or even like take summers off. Like you know what I mean?
It was definitely it's definitely one of my biggest regrets, not taking school serious,
bro.
Like not taking school serious is something that because I have the brain for it. I
You
just
definitely
didn't.
do.
I just didn't have the patience.
You definitely do because
Like the patience just wasn't there, and now I look around and like there is a little bit of not envy, but there is a little bit of like I know that could be me. That could have been me, you know. And but I live vicariously through my little brother, who, although my parents are obviously they have one less mouth to feed as far as myself,
mm-hmm.
and half a less mouth to feed as far as my other little brother because he's working as well. So they get to focus a lot more on the youngest, and he's going to school, he's doing his thing, he's working Uber. So similar to like how you want your daughters to
Yeah.
like get a little part time, but nothing serious that's gonna deviate them from like what the real goals are.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing it by himself, and obviously he has guidance like either from myself or from my parents, like telling him like if he wants money for food, he got
Yeah.
money for food. He
Yeah.
doesn't have to worry about that. But I'm living vicariously through him, and I stress to him like, bro, it's tough. Like I've been working and I've been working since I was 17, and now I make more than a lot of people. But the amount that I have to work to
Yeah.
make more than a lot of people
Yeah.
is something people don't realize.
Got you.
And that ease, that
Yeah.
that just taking school serious and doing your thing, like, and also having those parents, that support, that parental support is something that I talk to you guys. I've talked to you guys about you, Ariel, Ebert, Rafael, all of you guys. It's something that I see, like kids that came up like from the hood.
Yeah.
Some of you guys with only a mom, some of you guys with both parents, but like really learn parenting like in a way that I thought you had to have like the white picket fence and the parents with the little golden retriever.
Yeah.
Like you guys really learned it.
Now, yo, I gotta give all of us credit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of those things where it's like, yo, you gotta have that hustle mentality. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you gotta have that hustle mentality, but also you gotta be strategic. That's the thing. Like, whether you're gonna go the school route or you gotta be, if you saying like, oh, you get to a point you're like, all right, fuck school, bro. There's a lot of jobs that you could still get into, that you could work your way up, bro.
Of course.
I got boys that didn't go to school, but they hustled their way up, and they're killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, fuck it. If you can't go to school no more, like, just don't settle where you're at.
Yeah.
Like, network, meet people, bro. Like, I'm constantly getting asked, like, bro, you know anybody who's interested in a job, yo, starting 120, and they can't find somebody. Like, I'm like, that shit is insane to me. Like, people should be lining up for a job like that, no matter what it is. Like, you know what I mean? And they're like, they're telling me like constantly, like, people like they try it out, 2 weeks later they quit, and it's like, yeah, okay to settle.
There's
like,
a lot of guys that are missing a backbone. I feel like there is that guidance that's missing in guy culture nowadays, and it's something that I've mentioned before, and I feel like that's why the people like the Jordan Peterson,
yo, bro,
the Andrew Tates,
yo, have you seen these videos that are going around where like they go to it's like young girls, don't get me wrong, like they go up to these young girls and they're like, what would you rather date, like a hustler, or a guy that works a 9 to 5, or like a scammer, and like number one is like scammer, then hustler, then the 9 to 5. So now these young kids, they ain't trying to work because feel like they feel like, and that's mostly in our culture, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that's
our culture. That's the fucked up part about it.
That's the sad part of social media though, because you have like those same people that went up to those people,
Yeah.
they knew who to target,
Yeah, yeah.
and they
They know
knew
the answer they were gonna get.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cut all of the people that said I want a
Yeah.
guy with a 9 to 5. I'm gonna cut those out because
Yeah.
it's all about clicks.
There's a
But
girl going viral right now because she's very pretty and she works at Home Depot.
yeah,
And it's like the biggest thing in the internet right now. And it's like, that's insane that a pretty girl can't work a regular job anymore. Like, you have to have a OnlyFans. Like,
it's
it's
no,
insane, bro. Like, our culture's getting crazy. Like, I always think, like, I need to keep my daughter away from that mentality.
yeah. That's what I wanted to ask you. Like branching off of that, how much when you see these things, how much does it affect you? Like, because I know when I see it, I'm like, oh, whatever. But when you see it, you're probably like,
Well,
you're probably like, damn, I got
you know what it is? It's like, it doesn't really scare me too much. It doesn't scare me too much because, like, we're I have a strong like family,
mm-hmm.
like my sisters, you know what I'm saying, and like my nieces, like I feel like they can look to them and basically see like, nah, we don't do that.
Yeah,
Like, our family is different.
of course.
And even if you don't have a family like that, just put your kids around
Yeah,
people that you want them to, like, you know what I'm saying, mimic or look up to, like, because, bro, like, if you don't, they're gonna fall into that trap.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, if you don't have a dad that supports you or mom that's really strong, there's nobody to, like, you know what I mean? Like, basically put them in check like that. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's a big part of it too. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, that's
if you don't
huge.
put them in check and show them like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no, the
like,
people you surround yourself with,
that's a, like, the internet is a fantasy world.
of
This
course,
is real life right here.
of course,
You know what I mean? Like, and show them examples. Show them like what type of life they could live by taking this route.
yeah,
And you know what I mean? They'll get it.
yeah,
They'll
of
get it.
course.
But if you one of those parents that are selfish, only give a fuck about yourself,
Yeah.
and like letting them do whatever they want,
Yeah,
they're gonna. That's the they're
Yeah.
gonna. That's the life they're gonna.
and not even only that, like if you're one of those parents that really don't know how to parent,
Exactly.
you know, like I've seen parents that want to be best friends with their kids, and I've seen the outcome of the kids.
It's never
It's
good.
Not good.
It's never
It's
good,
not
bro.
good
It's never
because you need that structure. Like, I always tell, I've told multiple friends this story of one time we lived in Inwood, and the place was surrounded by hustlers at the time. And one time we're coming from Costco's, my father, my mom, me, my little brothers, and me being the oldest, I was like 17, 18, 19 at the time. One of the hustlers, like, said what up to me. Just him saying what up to me. My father saw that, and we got upstairs, and I felt cool. You know, I felt like, oh shit. You know, you're a young man. You don't know what the hell is going on. My father was like, yo, I just need you to know, if I ever know that you're selling drugs, I'll be the first dude to call the police on you. And
Bro.
that just, like, it's a life lesson. You don't even realize. Like, I don't even know if my father knew how much of a life lesson that was when he said it. But, like, yo, it's the people that you surround yourself with, and it starts at the home, that parenting.
Yeah, bro. My dad is not a good talker at all. Like, he's like he's an amazing man, but he's not a communicator. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he won't have. But what he would do, like, every time I'll get to the house, like, he'll be watching like Caso Cerrado, one of them shows, and he'd be like, "Oh, mira cómo agarraron a ese." Like, that would be his lessons. Like, look at what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
Like, so be careful out there.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but he more like led by example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He more led by example. Like, you know what I mean? Like my sisters always complain because I have 3 older sisters, and they tell me he was super strict with them.
I could
Like,
imagine.
I'm talking about, Like, he didn't even let them go to their prom or anything like that. Like, he was that strict.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, I was born 10 years after my youngest sister.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like,
You're like the baby,
I'm like a mistake. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yo, you're like the last functioning sperm cell.
Facts,
Like,
bro. Facts. Right? So, they said he's like a whole different person from when I
yeah.
was born. Like, he let me get away with murder, bro. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
was outside till 3 in the morning every night,
Yeah.
hanging out, and he never bothered me, bro.
Yeah.
So they're still mad about that shit. Like,
But you gotta imagine it's also because you're the boy.
I'm the boy, so I'm
Yeah.
sure it's that culture shit.
Of
Like,
course.
the girls they unlock, the
Yeah.
boys let them do whatever they want. You know
But
what I
you
mean?
as a father to girls,
Yeah.
how do you maneuver? How scared are you of the future? Like, not in the sense of how serious of women they're gonna be, but like the surroundings. Does it freak you out sometimes, or do you just kind of think, nah, I'm doing the right thing, it's gonna be all right?
The surroundings scare me, but like my oldest daughter Victoria, like, bro, she's so smart, and like, I'm like, damn, me. She's 8 now. Me at 8, I'm like, I'm nowhere. I'm definitely couldn't have been as smart as she is.
Yeah.
And like, she's like thoughtful and like just like very wise for 8 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, even sometimes we'll be watching something on TV and something inappropriate comes on, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, change that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so doesn't scare me in that sense, but the surroundings,
Mm-hmm.
the surroundings, of course. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm very paranoid now after having kids. Like,
Of course.
even like sometimes to like go places, I'm like a little anxious. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start like, when you're by yourself, like, you hop on a flight, like, whatever,
Nothing.
like, it's nothing. When you have kids, bro,
I could imagine.
you shit in bricks.
I could
You like,
imagine.
fuck, why did I even come here? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So like, that scares me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, but as far as like what I see from them as growing up to be like respectful, intelligent young ladies, like, I would really have to fuck shit up for like that to go left. I feel like that's already in process.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
like, honestly, I feel like my daughter could be like the next president. Like, honestly, like, that's
Yeah.
how much like confidence I have in her. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm not gonna put no pressure on her, like, to like, I'm gonna let her figure things out. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But like, she's like, I don't, like, she doesn't even know that I think that highly of her. And then the little one is just picking up everything from her.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like a, what do you call it? Like a powerful set of sisters.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
it'll be
Like,
a power duo.
yeah. Like,
How
I
much-
see that. I see that.
How much do you cuz you're a unit, how much do you look at your wife and like appreciate, like, obviously not only the fact that she brought them into this world, but how much work she puts in from her side, and how much do you see in them, like her?
I like, not for nothing. I feel like we have a good, like, we have this balance, like this good balance. Like, I'm more like the like intellectual thinker. Like, I'm like thinking on that side, but then she's more the creative,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, so I feel like they're gonna get that from her.
Yeah.
Like, she has them drawing all the time.
Yeah.
Like, my wife can draw. Like, she downplays it. Like, if it's up to me, I'll be posting her pictures online. Like,
Oh yeah.
she's that good. Like, but she's like critical. Like, so she won't, like, and she's shy to show it off.
Yeah.
But then she has them drawing. She has them, like, I'm the type, like, if like I'm like, oh, that activity would be nice for them to do.
Yeah.
But I'll put it off for like 3 months. Like,
Yeah.
she's the type, the next day we got a package from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and she got them
Yeah.
working on it.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm very, like, in that sense, I'm very, like, a slacker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but then when it comes to, like, math homework, she's like, you handle it.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, I gotta sit there and figure that shit out. Like,
yeah.
so it's a good balance. I feel like she's on the creative side, like doing, you know what I mean, doing things that I would never put the time into doing.
No, of course.
But then I'm the type where I'm just like, you want Robux? You know
Mhm.
Robux. That's like a big thing now.
Yeah.
Like I bribe my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I bribe her to do anything I want by offering her Robux. So I'm like, yo, I need you to read this book. I'll buy you Robux.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't care if they tell me that it's like
That's
like I
always-
shouldn't have to do that. Yeah, whatever.
That's
It's
always
working
what,
for me.
Yeah,
Like-
that's always what I found like so cool about like let's say having like more modern parents like that.
Yes, I know
Like,
everything they're into,
Yeah.
bro. I know everything they're into. Like they make me watch the shows. Like
Mhm.
we finished watching Stranger Things. We watch Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like we watch all these shows together. Like she likes me to be involved in her things. Like you know what I'm saying. Like so, it's definitely different from me growing up. My parents had no idea what I was into, bro.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
nothing at all.
Exactly.
My sisters a little bit, but they were also like in making their lives. So
course.
so they were like, you know what I mean? Remember, they were much older than me.
Yeah.
And but with my daughters, like I'm like I know everything, like whatever they're into, like you know what I mean? Like so it's cool in that aspect. It's like
Yeah.
but then so you know, it makes it fun, and I can use some of the things they like to like get them to like
Of course.
to do things that I think you know
Will
would help them out.
benefit-
Yeah, benefit
will
them.
benefit. Yeah, the family structure is important. How was it for you though, growing up with first generation, like like Dominican parents surrounded by like a whole bunch of, like you know, because your parents weren't really in the know. So how was your youth like? Like what was it like growing up, especially with these dudes who were all
Bro,
crazy?
bro.
Were you crazy
No,
like
no,
them,
no.
or
Nah. Like honestly, like I always been the calm dude.
you? Mm-hmm.
Like calm, you know. I am outgoing. Like once you get me hype and like I'm in a certain environments.
Aracy told me a funny story, by the way, that I'm definitely gonna bring
Oh,
up.
yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so quick thing, like I always been the calmest dude, like I would say, and these dudes. So I love being around outgoing people, like because they get that out of me,
Of course.
like you know what I mean. So it's like, but but I'm also not the type that I'm walking in a room and I'm like quiet. Like I'm very talkative too.
Yeah.
Like I'm very talkative. I'm just not. I just like remain at a certain level. Like you know what I mean. I'm just like I'm not
Yeah.
too high, not too low. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is. Like I could. You know me. I talk to everybody. Like
Yeah, exactly.
and
I'm more towards like the low side, but I know what you're saying. Like
you know what I mean. Like I'm also not like a fucking guy that goes and sits in the corner and like I'm scared to talk to everybody. Like
Yeah.
that's not me either. Like, but I'm also not like I'm not gonna be wilding out. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like but like yeah, like growing up was crazy, bro. Like we had it feels like another life, honestly. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like it feels like another life because like we did so much, bro.
Yeah.
Like we did like I can't even remember half the shit. Like people have to bring up stories and like memories for it to click back in my mind. Like you know what I mean? It was
What-
definitely like a ongoing. You know what I'm saying? Like
And what was the moment where you like? Because you didn't have your first child till you were 30, but I can't imagine that you were being like childish in the streets till you were 30. So like, when was it that it all locked in? Because a lot of people, like they have their child young and they're like, okay, and that's it. I need to grow up. When was it that you were like, okay, I need to calm down with this lifestyle?
yeah, I'll put it to you like this, right? Like so I was into the music thing, like right? Like so it was like
Yeah.
that was like a whole era right there. Like
Yeah.
I got into making music and from like I would say like 18 years old till like 23, 24, me and my friends went hard with that shit. Like But it was a mixture of going hard with music with going out, partying a lot,
Of course.
traveling. You know what I mean? But I always told myself, like, I'm like, listen, 27 or 28 is the max I'll go with this music shit. Like,
Yeah.
if this shit ain't clicking by then, I don't got a deal. Because I'm not gonna lie, like, we were kind of delusional. Like we were thinking like, oh, we gonna get signed. Like, oh, I'm gonna get signed. Like, that was my mentality. Like, because we was going hard with the reggaeton shit. Like, first, I'm not gonna lie, I started with the rap. Like, one of my friends got into like this rap beef at school with these dudes. Like, and like it was like a group of them. So he kind of got me into it. Like, so I started like if you hear my bars, bro, like you would think I was some straight killer. Like all my bars was gun bars. Like
you were going crazy, like you were going crazy.
Like exactly, like that, right? But then reggaeton started popping. I was like, that's like more my lane. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a Spanish dude. Like, I'm over here rapping. Like, I'm this killer. Yeah. Like, I'm like, so we went hard with reggaeton. Like, and like, you know what it is? Like, people like. Not to like gas myself up, but people believed in me more than I believed in myself.
Yeah.
Like, not for nothing. Like, I made an album. Shit was fire. I'm not gonna lie.
What was your name? Your rap name?
PJ.
PJ.
And the album is called La Tormenta Silenciosa. Like,
oh shit.
Yeah. Right? So yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, we was gassed up.
Yeah.
Like, we thought shit was gonna pop off. I'm not gonna lie. So like, but I always told myself like, yo, if shit ain't popping by 27, 28, like, I'm not gonna be some old ass trying to make it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, we met a lot of people. Like, we did a lot of things, but eventually, you know, when I was like, I think I met my wife when I was like 25.
Okay.
I met her when I was like 25. And I'll put it to you like this. Like, I had a couple relationships before that. And I always told her, like, I'm like, they each lasted about 3 years. And then that's when I was kind of like over it.
Yeah, me too, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
I was kind of over it. So I always said to her, like, if the 3-year mark hits and I'm still into it, that's how I'm gonna know that this is the one. Like, you know what I mean? And just to be transparent, like, it's crazy because like when somebody's the right person for you, like I told you, like you will overlook a lot of things that you might not overlook with others. Like, she has a son.
Okay.
And bro, I'm not the most mature guy, like, in the sense of like being ready for that.
Yeah.
But listen, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that I was like willing to like overlook that because we clicked so well.
Yeah.
Like, at first, honestly, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, we hanging out. Like honestly, we met at one of our mutual friends' birthday party. We met. According to her, she never gives her number out, but that day I asked for her number and something made her give me her number, right?
You sang some bars off of your reggaeton.
My daughter always laughs because there's this scene in the Spider-Verse movie where like he puts his arm on the shoulder and he's like, hey, right? So in my head, that's kind of what I did, right? Like, so we exchanged numbers, but we talked for a little bit. It's crazy because we talked, but it didn't like click off right away. Yeah. Like, because I'm telling you, like, she had her situation going. Like, she had her son. So I was very also like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, and then at the same time, like, I was in like party mode, going out a lot. But we would always stay in communication.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let's hang out here or let's hang out there. And then it just happened to be like, after a while, like, there was this one night that we ended up like linking up, and I guess like the time was right there. Yeah. And it was like, from that moment on, we just kept hanging out like every day. Yeah. And I like she would just kind of like after work like come pick me up. Oh wow. And it was like every day.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
You know what I mean?
I always think like, man, who the fuck am I gonna end up with?
Yeah.
You'll never know,
You never know, bro.
and
Like,
you'll never be able to like putting people on a pedestal or trying to picture who the perfect
yeah,
person is. You'll never figure it out.
you
It's
won't know,
literally
bro.
the
Because
most random
ask any
person.
of my friends, I would probably been the last one they would have thought I would have dealt with like somebody that had a kid already.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, like
So
we,
how do you maneuver that? Like how did you?
yo, he was so jealous
Yeah.
at first. That kid, he
Mhm.
was like 5.
Mhm.
He was super jealous, bro. Like I couldn't hold their hand. Like
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? Like he would come and break it up
Yeah.
immediately, and it was tough on him. I'm not gonna lie. At first, it was tough. Like but fast forward right now, like we got a great relationship now.
That's awesome.
Like he's like he calls me for like things. Like he's like super respectful kid. He's a very super respectful kid. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so like I never tried to like he has a good dad. So I've never been trying to like you know what I mean? Like overstep my boundaries.
Yeah.
So like I always try to maneuver that. But like he's now he's very comfortable with me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he
That's
wants to
awesome.
hang out.
That's
Like
awesome.
he like he's always coming to the house. Like
Yeah.
so fast forward. It worked out. It worked
Yeah.
out well. Like you know what I mean? Like so but then going back, right? Like okay, we met like around we started dating around like 25 or something like that. So 3 year mark hits and I'm like, yo, we good.
Yeah.
We good. So then that's when I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to propose. Like because I, that's where family structure always comes into play, right? Like
Mhm.
my sisters and my mom would tell me like, yo, don't get no girl pregnant without getting married.
Of course.
Like, that's what we're gonna ask you. Just don't get no girl pregnant. If
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I always had that in the back of my mind. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I think it's time. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we did that. We ended up doing the destination wedding in DR. We've been good ever since. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's not perfect. Like, you know, like yo, what? How long we been together now? Like, I would say like 13 years, something like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you get some moments where you know, little arguments about nonsense.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But overall, like, we've been good. Like,
So how
Like-
do you 13 years, how do you keep that fire lit? How do you keep that
what? Yo, honestly, like,
cuz I'm very much like you the 3-year mark is around when the
that's like a
relationships-
good tester right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a good tester. How we keep it, yo, honestly, like, yo, we, like, I always tell people, like, this is one of my main advice I give people, like, especially after you have kids, right? Because when before we had kids, it was like we could pick up and do whatever the hell we wanted, right?
Mhm.
But a lot of people, once they have kids, like, their life freezes,
Mhm.
and it's like, yo, you see them like getting washed up, like distressed.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in, I always tell people, like, don't plan too much. Like, just get up and go. Just get up and go. Like, let's say, like, sometimes, bro, like, I'll be like, I want to do something. Like, let's go right now.
Yeah.
Like, if I forget Pampers,
Mhm.
we'll buy that shit in CVS. Like, where there's always a CVS somewhere.
Yeah.
We need something, we could pull up and get it. But like if you're gonna sit there and try to pack everything perfectly, yo, you'll be so exhausted by the time you're done, you don't even want to go anymore.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like I'm like, yo, the kid's got 2 different socks on. I don't give a fuck. We out.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to like
Spontaneity.
yes, keep
You
it
gotta be
spontaneous.
yeah.
Keep it spontaneous. Like there's a lot of things that you can do to keep shit spontaneous. Like, yo, go have lunch at her job. Go, you know what I'm saying? Like on her lunch break, go have lunch. Like, go, you know,
Yeah.
like do like you gotta be thoughtful in the things that you do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you just let life go along, like life becomes very boring.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's something that we talk about also because obviously there's your home life,
Yeah.
but there's also you, and something that we've between me, you, and Racy, Ariel, we've all discussed is you also got to treat yourself, and we do, let's say, like a little ritual where
Every couple of months we've
every
been going
couple of
out to like
months
a nice restaurant,
we treat ourselves
like a guys' night.
exactly.
Yo,
Um,
it's crazy because I tell my wife that I'm like, you're not married yet, right? But what I tell her is like, yo, married men are washed up, bro.
OD.
Like washed up. And I'm like, that's the reason why I told you guys like I wanted to do that because
Of course.
I'm like nobody does. Like women are popping, bro.
Yeah.
Whether they're single or married.
Oh yeah.
Like women do their thing. Like they get dressed up, they go to nice spots, they have fun, like they keep shit spicy. A lot of men I feel like they're depressed, they're like bored with life because these dudes they only go into like you know they doing the same shit over and over. They never experience nothing new. Like they ain't got nothing to look forward to.
Yeah.
And that shit gets boring, bro. And it's
Yeah.
like, bro, some nights you need a night out with your boys, like to do some fly shit.
Racy was one of the biggest proponents of this, especially while I was in a relationship, and he meant it in like a very healthy way. I get very comfortable. I get very like, I'm good. I just want to be home with my girl. And then you realize, boom, the relationship's over, and you basically shunned yourself from your friends.
Yeah.
Like you distanced yourself from everybody who, when relationships come and go, are there.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that's a big mistake that men make. And not only that, but like, bro, if I want to go on a date with a girl, like I said earlier, if I want to go to the movies, I'm spending $120.
Yeah.
Why can't I just say, hey guys, let's go somewhere nice? Who cares what the bill is? I know we're all good. Like, it's not gonna break the bank, and we're treating ourselves.
Yo, think about how much fun we've had those nights when we've gone
They were
out.
great.
Like
Memorable.
everybody throwing on some nice shit.
Feeling good.
Like we feeling good. We putting money in our pocket. Like we ain't
Exactly.
worried about the bill. Like, bro, like meanwhile, other dudes like they'll never do that just because they won't
No.
plan it.
But they'll go to the they'll go to the club
Yeah.
7, 10 nights a month
Yeah.
and spend 10 times what we spend.
Exactly.
And not even in the way that you're enjoying it, because we're not going out to be like single crazy men. No, we're like, yo, this is what we worked
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. It's like
we worked ourselves into this situation where who cares if somebody fucks up, because it would be a very big fuck up, and the bill comes out to $2,000. We know, look, we all work our ass off, and this shit is gonna get paid. We're all good. It's an appreciation for ourselves, basically.
Yo, look, I always say this, right? Like, there's nobody flyer than somebody that just got out of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you ever see them girls? Like, they've been washed up for years. Let them
Yeah.
get dumped.
Yeah.
Yo, they looking superb.
Yeah.
Like if you would have done a little bit more of that during your relationship,
Yeah.
the relationship would have been popping.
Of course.
And spicy. Even guys.
Yeah.
Bro, I know guys that they told me like, damn, like I'm broken up, and they're like, damn, I started getting a haircut like once every 2 months, like
Yeah.
they get too comfortable,
Of course.
like they you know what I'm saying, like, and guess what, like your girl's looking at you on that couch looking like a bum 7
Yeah.
days a week. You think
Yeah.
she's turned on?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what people don't get. Like, just because you get into a relationship, I'm not saying you got to go hard. You don't got to be like, you know what I'm saying, like keeping up with all the trends, but don't let yourself go either. You know what I'm saying?
course.
Because that person's going to, little by little,
Of course.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, that love only goes so far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like a man. He wants.
And not only that, like, yo, she she fell for the you that you were when you were a single dude. At the end of the
Yo, I
day,
always say that. I
like
always say
that
that.
guy that you were when you were single, doing your thing,
Yeah,
going crazy.
yeah,
That's who she got to know. That's who she loved.
yeah.
So when you go from that to, and I've
Don't take her
experienced it.
out.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I'm
I've
saying?
experienced this myself, of course. You know, like I'll admit, I've dropped the ball in relationships where I become comfortable.
Got you.
Just don't become comfortable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it's gonna cost you. Like, even if it doesn't cost you your relationship, it'll cost you your relationship in a way.
It will.
Like,
It will.
because
And in these, especially in these times,
yeah,
like you're seeing too much. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, and it's like, I don't need you to look like that bottle hostess.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But also, don't get too comfortable. I always just say that. Like, I'm not even explaining what I need. My thing is just don't get too comfortable. Like,
Exactly.
that's it. That's it. Like, I don't need you to
Exactly.
go too hard. I'm not going too hard either. Like, I'm not here trying to keep up. But you'll never see me get too comfortable. Like,
yeah,
never. Like,
yeah.
fuck that. Like, even my pajamas gotta be kind of
Fire.
nice.
Fire.
Like,
You're wearing the
you get what
Calvin
I'm
Klein
saying?
boxes,
Like,
boxer briefs with the.
yeah,
You
bro.
gotta
Like,
look.
I
You
ain't
gotta
gonna
look
be
good.
walking with holes in my shit, like, in the
Yeah.
house. Like, and it's just like about more like self respect. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like not even trying to prove nothing, but it's like, you know, like it goes a long way. Like, you know what I mean?
of course.
So
That whole, and treat yourself.
yeah,
In a be interesting, even if you're in the relationship. Be interesting, and again, this is
yes,
me
yes.
talking hindsight. Like, you're doing it. You're 13 years in, and you're being spontaneous. You're being interesting, but
I just heard like something actually really interesting. Like when they were talking about a relationship where it's like, you both need to be growing.
mm-hmm.
Because if only one is growing,
Yeah,
the other one's
they're
getting
gonna,
left behind.
yeah.
So you see how you're saying like you got to be learning new things. Because think about it, like, I learn things like when we have a like, you know what I'm saying, we sit down and talk. Like, I'll mention it to her like, oh, guess what? I learned this, and that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And she does it too. Like she's into different things that I am, but I like she reads certain type of books that I'll never read. But
mm-hmm.
it's interesting. Like she's there crying reading a book. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, to me that shit is like mind blowing. Like, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I want to know what it's about. Like I might not want to
course.
read it, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's interesting. Like if all you're doing is like, you know, keeping up with the nonsense going on in the world, like I like to hear about it for a little bit, but that can't be just it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's gonna make me look at you too basic. Like, and I wouldn't do that either. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm constantly trying to like
I mean,
learn new things.
I've learned from dating that a girl likes a guy with some sort of like mystery to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they don't like a guy that they can figure out right away.
Oh yeah.
So like,
My wife says I'm like that, bro. I'm like
Yeah.
that. Like, she swears I don't tell her anything.
yeah,
But it's that she says every detail, bro. She'll be like, "Oh, 8 in the morning, you know, a quarter fell on the floor, and then this and this happened."
yeah,
Bro, like I don't even. it's not even that I don't want to do it. I don't remember. Like
Yeah.
I don't I don't keep track of every little thing. It
Yeah.
has to be like a major thing. Like like the other days, like my patient was
yeah,
like, I'm gonna remember that. Like, well, I'm coming home to
Yeah.
tell you that.
yeah.
But I'm not telling you like all the nonsense that
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
on throughout the day.
the
Like,
shit
you know
that
what I mean?
happens at work, like, that's something that I would always be like, yeah, no, work was work. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Like, I
wish
don't
I
got
could
the energy,
pull-
bro.
Yeah, because we also don't look for like, well, not that they look for the drama, but we don't run into the drama like they do. Like, you know,
Yeah.
some
yeah.
people gossip, some people are just like,
I
I'm
mean,
here for a paycheck.
as a man, I don't think you should be like that anyway. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay for women, like, but like,
Yeah.
you gotta limit the gossip.
When
as a
something
man.
crazy happens, like, yo, I was driving, this guy cut me off. We both got out of the car.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was about to snuff this
Yeah.
dude. That's
exactly.
when you
exactly.
talk.
Exactly.
Yeah, but look, ultimately, you're living the life.
Yo, I have a friend that says that he's doing very well for himself, and
Yeah.
like he always tells me like, bro, like he looks at things like in a aspect of like you gotta appreciate like what you have because back then this shit was like not even like what basically he has a saying that he says like, bro, we're living like kings. Like he
Yeah.
always says that, and now it's always stuck with me, right? Because he says like, bro, even kings didn't live as good as we live now.
No, that's a
So
fact.
he like I always take that from him, and I'm like, yo, we living like kings, like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like of course there's levels to this shit, like you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
but I'm appreciative, like you know what I'm saying, like and
Yeah.
I try to like not take shit for granted, like and not try not to like I know you like stoicism, right?
Stoicism. Yeah.
And like I I like to take a lot of things from them
Yeah.
because it'll give you a good way of looking at life, like
Of
you know what I
course.
mean, right?
Of course.
It's like certain shit, like you know what I'm saying, the ego always craves more, like you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, so I always try to check myself, like like bro, like enjoy, don't
Yeah.
always want more, like but there's a balance, right? Because it's like you don't want to like get too comfortable, but at the same time you don't want to like not appreciate what you have,
Yeah.
because then you're miserable.
Yeah.
So I feel like you the best mentality to try to get is appreciating what you have, but then like knowing more, like more is coming in the future.
Of course. My father gave me this one quote one time, and it surprised me because my father like dropped out like probably like in eighth grade, and even then he was getting like a fucking education in like the 1980s in
Mm-hmm.
DR, you know, in El Campo. But he basically told me like, cause I used to always be like, yo, I want to be rich. I'm gonna be rich. And he was like, yo, look, you only have. He basically said, you only know like a poor man in the street can be happier than the richest man on earth because you only have the reality you live, and you can choose to be happy with it and have goals and
Yeah,
aspirations,
yeah,
or you could choose to be miserable in your reality and then look at these people like, damn, I wish I was there, and not
yeah.
be happy with what you got and know I can build myself up to get in
Yes,
there.
yes. I think that's the best mentality to have.
Exactly.
Like even if you don't got much, like you could be happy that you're healthy.
Of course.
Cause I work in a hospital, bro, and I'm sure there's people there that would give up everything
Yeah, man.
just to get their health back. Like you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it's all perspective. Like you know what I mean? We're
Exactly.
just greedy, like as humans. Like we always want more.
Oh,
Like
there'll never be an end to
there's never an
how
end.
much more we all want as humans.
Exactly.
Yo,
And
Ariel. Yo, Ariel. This nigga.
knocked out.
Um,
But what about you, bro? What you looking forward to
well,
with your future?
well, look, this is to begin. This is gonna be the first podcast that I drop back on the small marble in a while
Yeah.
because I'm going back into focusing on goals that I set a while ago, and I let myself get in the way. Um, I'm focused on I'm focused on building, growing. I'm always in search for love. That's always something that means the world to me. Um, but I've grown out of a lot of things. The
Okay.
clubbing, the going
Hmm.
out to bars.
Is it?
Now,
It gotta be hard though, bro. Because when like as a single dude, what else do you do?
and that's the thing. Like so, like I obviously I'm a single dude. I'm not like the average single dude. Like in the sense of one, I'm a single dude who like I could get women,
Yeah.
but I'm also the single dude who I'm an introvert.
Got you.
And I go through phases where I don't really care. Like I'm for like I'm single in a little bit.
Single
Like
by choice.
I'm single by choice, and it's because I'm not willing to settle.
Which.
I know like I've had I've been with great women,
Mm-hmm.
like really great women, and I'm not talking about like in a braggadocious way.
Yeah.
I mean like even if I'm not compatible with them,
Bro,
like
don't settle unless you get too old. But you got plenty of
yeah,
years, bro.
yeah,
You
yeah,
get what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, no,
Like,
like
bro,
35, like 35, I'm
you gotta start
settling. At 30,
35. You gotta start being like, yo, you know what?
yeah,
She ain't
yeah,
that bad
like yo,
after
yo,
all.
come on, like yo, let's run this back. Now, but yeah, for now, like I'm good, and I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on goals that I got set. I'm investing. I'm doing things on the low, like super low. Like I'm very, very low with everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the future's bright, and hopefully the one for me steps into my life soon. If not, then I'm good. The point is being happy with yourself.
Yeah.
I haven't fully grown to love myself again how I used to at one point, but I'll be there soon.
You know, I've been um, I've been working on this thing lately, where it's like I feel like everybody should have two bucket lists:
Yeah,
a long-term bucket list, and then like a yearly bucket list.
yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people are like depressed and bored
Mhm.
because they don't have anything to look forward to.
No.
You get what I'm saying? And I feel like once you write it down and it's like a goal, it keeps you like striving forward.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, put your goals down,
Mhm.
things you want to do, check them shits off.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna like you know what I'm saying? Because this is different when you don't have a clear path. Like you'll wake up on a Saturday and you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do today?
Yeah.
But once you're like, yo, you know what? I did say I was gonna go to that spot in Queens today. And we
Yeah.
get up and check that shit off the list. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it makes you like look at life more interesting. Like you
Of
know what I mean?
course.
I've been looking at things like that. Like
Yeah.
I like for a while, like this past year, like I feel like I hadn't done that. So I was kind of like, what am I gonna do? Like what is there to do? Like
Yeah.
but when I sat down and you know really like okay, I want to these are things that I want to do. Like even with my daughters, like certain things I want to do with them this year. With my wife, certain things I want to do. Like now I'm like excited like for the rest of the year.
Of
Like
course.
I have to check these off. Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm gonna be
Yeah.
mad if I don't check these off.
Yeah,
Like
that sounds fire. That
you know
sounds
what I mean?
that sounds like something that I definitely got to start doing. Honestly, the dinners that we have, like those are some of the highlights of the months
Facts,
for
facts.
sure. Of
And
like the year.
that's another thing I do at the end of the year. I go back through all my pictures and write down all the highlights of the years.
I'm mad that we didn't take a good picture the
We
last
didn't?
one, bro. We had nothing.
No.
Like yo,
For my birthday?
yeah, for your birthday we had nothing.
There was like one group one. I gotta check. I gotta run through.
Yeah,
the pictures.
I
I think
haven't
somebody
seen
sent
it.
me one.
I haven't seen it,
But yeah, no, that was fire.
but yeah.
Next month we gotta go. We gotta go back out.
Oh no, for a fact. But yo man, it was great,
It's been
great
fun,
having
bro.
you.
This was good.
Um, shit, we're finally
I
back.
hope I gave some good pointers people could take from this. Like,
Nah, yeah, for
it's
sure.
all about.
It was a
get-
great conversation.
I think so. I think so.
I'm telling you, bro. Like it's, like yo, this is gonna be something that people like. Let's say, in 10, 15 years,
Yeah,
like your daughters could look back.
that's yeah. Honestly, I was thinking about that. Like,
And that's why
I'm a very private person, bro.
Yeah.
Like in the sense, like I don't really open up much. Like,
Yeah.
because I don't feel like I have to. Like honestly, and most people they can't get that out of you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a lot of times when I have conversations with people, I'm the one asking questions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Of course.
I like to know about like what people got going on and shit
Yeah.
like that. Most people, so I never really do this. So like it would be good to have it saved so I could show them like
Of course.
a little something about like
And that's-
my
and that-
past.
And that's why I started it. It was like, yo, it's not about clout. It's not about fame. It's about literally like I have great conversations with people and they boom, that's it. The conversation is in one ear. We register it out the other and then that's it. That moment is gone. I figured, this way we could put it somewhere or we could have it in a way where it's in history.
Facts.
But again, this was a good a good one. This is who knows what episode this is. Cheers, my brother.
No
Thank you for
doubt, no
watching the
doubt.
Small Marble podcast. More shit to come. I'm
Yo,
Joel.
keep doing your thing, bro. This is actually you're a good host, bro. Like you're a good host. Like I couldn't do this. I couldn't do
Yeah,
what you do.
I
Like
appreciate it.
so, even if it's just for like a hobby,
Yeah,
just just keep going, bro. Like even if it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's actually it's harder. I know this is harder than it looks. Like
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like most people look at how much the conversation flowed.
yeah,
Like I was scared, honestly, that we would get stuck
yeah.
and like it'll be awkward. But nah, you do a good job, bro. Like it was
I
good.
appreciate it, man. Yeah, again, bro. I've done a lot of these. There's a lot, and apologize to some of the people that you came and we interviewed and it didn't go up. But I'm a perfectionist at this. I'm a perfectionist in everything I do. And just like maybe your children will look back at this video and who knows how many years and be like, yo, that was my dad. Look, he was fly. Look, he was boom. This was his past. Like he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to put something up that like these people would look like, man, I look kind of cringy in that. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
so
listen, let's
that's
be
what it's
honest.
all about.
Everybody's worried about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've never been good on camera. Or like and you always feel like your voice sounds funny, like
Yeah.
anytime you record it. So like it's a little you know what I mean? Like nerve wracking. But
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like I wanted to get to the point where I take the nerves away. And
Yeah,
I feel like I got in
nah,
there.
you bro. I didn't even know what we were gonna talk about.
Exactly.
And it went smooth. So
Exactly. That's
so
what it's all about.
that means you're doing your thing.
And
So
thank you for coming.
I'm excited
my
for the
brother.
future interviews.
Vamos a ver. Everybody, bro. Everybody's welcome. This is the Small Marble podcast. A lot more things to come. I'm planning on introducing a lot more different. I don't want to just keep it at podcast. Like I want to do other things. So we'll see. The future is the future. Like Kendrick Lamar said, everything is everything. This is Joel, my boy.
PJ,
Boom. We're here. And
La Tormenta Silenciosa.
no.
Yeah.
No. We gotta do that again. We gotta do that again. And
Nah, bro.
I'm gonna say, yo,
Nah.
this is Joel. You're gonna say La Tormenta Silenciosa.
Nah, bro.
Uh,
Yo, you see when you
this
put me on the
is-
spot?
This is a great podcast. We're back officially. We're gonna get this rolling again. To everybody who I already hit up, I appreciate you for hitting me back up. We're gonna get this rolling, and for everybody who, again, the interview didn't go up, we're gonna run it back. I promise it's gonna be perfect. You're gonna love it. And yeah, this is episode Who Knows What. This is the Small Marble Podcast. Don't take yourself too serious, but take yourself serious, motherfucker.